Good morning. Good morning. I'm trying to see. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. I'm gonna give everybody a little time to get in. We'll get started in about 5 minutes. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. We'll get started in about 5 minutes, y'all. Let's see. I don't see this. Good morning. Y'all just hold on just a minute. We'll do everything at one time. Just hold on. Hold on. I am determined to find this name.
Let's remove myself. And then we can add that.
But I don't see it on the email either. Good morning. I'm just giving everybody a little time to get in. Good morning. We're gonna get started in just a second. Just getting everybody time. So we can all start at the same time. All right. Is anybody having problems with the live? Good morning. Anybody having issues? Any trouble commenting, getting in? Anything? Any problems? Any issues before we get started? Any issues? I know it's always behind. One moment. Anybody having any problems? All right, none. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I was trying to give everybody time to get in. All right. Good morning. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right. I think it was just taking a minute for it to come through. All right. Let me get my notes pulled up. All right. Before we get started, is the tart lady or Gaylee Anetta present in the class? The tart lady or Gaylee Anetta in the class? As I go through so we can get stuff. What's up, everybody in Georgia? It's a lot of people in here from Georgia. Is there a tart lady in the live? If not, we're going to go ahead and get started. Cheryl, thank you. I was trying to find what the name was. Thank you, ma'am. That woman be on it, I swear. Okay, yeah, we gonna go ahead and she did. Cheryl declined it. All right, so Cheryl, you just really made my morning better. Oh, this girl's so silly, man. All right, so we're gonna get started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the From Home to Bakery online class. This is the first online class of the new year. So thank you guys for participating and purchasing the class. I'm looking forward to a great class. I hope you guys have some notes and you guys have read the post where you have your questions written down. Yes, okay. I'm seeing the yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and catch everybody up to speed so that we can get because we're gonna get the housekeeping out of the way before we do anything this morning. Many of you are in the class this morning as a gift this morning from a post that I made early this morning. I am a very early person. I get up early in the morning. I'm always up early. I was raised by my great grandparents, and we always got up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm always up early. So when I do things, giveaways and stuff like that, it's usually early in the morning. So if you missed the giveaway post, it was up this morning for about an hour. I initially posted I was going to give away 10 classes, 10 seats to today's class. Just as a gift to people who were not able to afford the class or couldn't get into class. But I ended up giving away over 50 spots for today's class. With that being said, I also made another post stating that out of over 50 people, actually it was about 60 people that got into class, less than half of those people actually said thank you. So I want to get that out of the way because for every class that I've given online, I'm almost certain that I've given away at least 20 plus seats in that class online. So today was definitely one of those days that I was pissed off, to say the least, this morning. But what got me was people were requesting the group access before they even said thank you. So they got the group information because somebody made the comment that maybe people were asleep. That couldn't have been true, because when I made the post, they reposted the flyer just like that. Okay, so you guys seen it. So the people who are within the group right now who are watching this, if you joined this group before you even said thank you, shame on you. Seriously, because that was rude and ungrateful. And it was many of you. Over half of the people did this. So I definitely want to make sure I got that out of the way, because that was heavy on my chest. And I definitely will not stop doing what I do. Cheryl, that's fine too. Some of them have it. I know what you're talking about, Cheryl. I see it. So I want to make sure that I put that out there this morning, because that's a lot of you all. A lot of you are in this group right now, and you were given this class this morning, and before you even received the message, I seen it say read, and you already requested access to the group. So it is an absolute shame that you did that, definitely. Another thing I want to point out, in the future, this is the first class of the new year. In the future, if you take any class in the future, you will see on the website that it states in bold that you must download the digital download ASAP. You have to do that ASAP. You have to make sure that when you actually own the website, it actually tells you that when you're purchasing a class, because if you do not, you will not get the access to the group. It locks you out of the digital download because it's only available for 24 hours. That's boldly stated. It's always been on the website. It's been there ever since I've been teaching the online classes on here. You have to do that from a computer or a tablet, just like Jeremy just posted. It's best done from a computer or a tablet, because all phones do not have the capability of downloading PDF documents. Okay? That is the reason why. So it is bold on there. So when people say that they did not get the link or they can't access it, it's because you've let the link expire. Because there are over 200 people in this class, and out of the 100 and something people that actually paid for it, none of them had a problem. So when people say it didn't work for me, it didn't work because you didn't follow the instructions. Not the constructions, the instructions. You didn't follow the instructions. Okay? So that is the problem why you have problems getting in the group. The times and stuff that people were saying they didn't know what time it was. If you got accepted to the group, you seen what time it started. There was a live invitation on here that said what time it actually started. Okay. I don't know who that was, Cheryl. I don't see them on there. Okay. So now that we got our housekeeping out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and get started with the class. Okay. So I got some notes and stuff today that I wanted to go over. So the main thing is today's lesson is basically going to help you how to run your business, teaching you how to run your business. The main thing the most important lesson that you should have learned on with any other process with me is I work by professionalism. If you have a problem, you need to email me. Don't DM me. Don't send me a message on Facebook. Don't comment under a picture. You need to send me an email because that is the proper way and the professional way to get through to a business owner. If you are allowing your customers to send you orders through text messages, through Facebook, or in passing, then you are running an unprofessional business. You need to always have a paper trail. That is what emails are for. Emails do not lie. In the event that you are sued by a customer, you have no burden of proof because text messages that are not reliable sources, because you can create another name in your another phone and save that person's name and say that's them. So they're not reliable sources. Okay, people have apps to create fake documents for that look like Facebook messages or Instagram messages. So do not send messages like that. Do not take orders like that. You need to make sure that you're running your business professionally. So this is the reason why I'm always so hard on students, because you're not running your business right. When you all forget passwords, or you don't download the link, or you wait for days later to do this and you have to go back and do it, that shows that you are not professional in your business. And it may be a hard pill to swallow, but you're not running your business professionally. Okay? So, and Kim said it right, you're covering your ass. Basically, that's what this does, okay? You have to run your business. You guys are allowing your customers to run your business, and you're not running your business. See, and that's why people get mad at me. You're not gonna run my business. So if I tell you that you have to repurchase a class because you failed to do what you were supposed to do, then that's your fault. That's your fault, okay? All right. Now let's go through. All right. So some of the things that I have noticed when going through pages, and I've actually gone through a lot of you guys' pages. I've actually seen a lot of you all's work. Some of you all that own bakeries, and I'm going to get to this because it's the number one thing on my list right now. You guys need to separate your business from the personal. If you have a business page and you do cakes or you do treats, you need to delete everything on your page that has to do with your family. It does not have to do with business. You need to separate business and personal. It needs to come off of your page. You need to have a separate page. If you want to show little Billy and his first soccer game, then you need to have a separate page, because I guarantee you're gonna have a client that don't want to see Billy. And I'm the advocate. I tell everybody all babies ain't cute. So somebody gonna say it. They don't want to see your baby on your page. They want to see your work. They don't want to see anything else, or you was hanging out for your bachelorette party, or you went out with your friends. They don't want to see that. And I've gone through so many of you guys' pages and I have to go all the way down your page just to find that you actually do cakes or you do treats. You need to take all of that stuff off of there. Nobody wants to see all of it. Okay? Nobody wants to see you on the beach or anything like that. So, clean up your business page. If you haven't done that, you need to do that immediately. When you going into the new year, this is the first week of the new year already. Make sure that you get all that stuff off of your page. I've been reading pages daily, and I've been seeing this. Now, there's one person in particular, and I'm not going to call out their name, but I've been wanting to use this page as an example every day that I go live. I've been wanting to use this page as an example of what not to do. Okay? There's a bakery owner that owns a bakery, and I would not know they owned a bakery if I didn't know that they owned a bakery. If I was just a customer going to their page, because their whole page is full of advertisements, old information, flyers, all of this stuff that have nothing to do with the bakery. There are no pictures of the bakery. There are no pictures of the sign. There's no pictures of the menus. There's none of that. Everything on the page is strictly just advertisements or repost of flyers, or somebody liked all of my pictures and you shouting out their picture, shouting out their page. That's irrelevant to a customer. If I'm trying to come find your bakery, I don't want to see that. Okay? I want to see exactly what you have. All right? So clean up your business pages. And those of you who have private business pages, there's nothing on your business page that's that private that other people should not be able to see. If it's that private, then you shouldn't be running a business. You cannot have a business page and have a private page. Okay? Instagram is free. That is a free service to you. And it is allowing you to get your name out there, so utilize it to the best of your ability. If you have problems with getting social media marketing, then you should probably take the social media marketing classes online, because that's a jam-packed class as well. All right, so let's start from the beginning. Of course, you guys already know me, who I am. If you are in the class, you know that I am CPK King. Once I started out at home, doing cakes from home, doing cakes and treats at home as a home baker. I was an unlicensed home baker. I knew all of the laws and the rules, but honestly, I did not care at the time, because I was friends with all of the health department, and I was making treats for the health department and the police station. So I just had an upper advantage on a lot of it. So it was different for me. Every situation is not going to be the same. You may have friends in your town that know you, and they're going to vouch for you, but it ain't going to always be the same. But I started out at home doing cakes and treats at home out of my apartment. I opened up my apartment on Sundays to Sweet Station Sunday, which gave me the foot traffic to get my name out there. So people started to see my work. They started to see who I was. They started to taste my work. And that's what drove the people to my business as a whole. I've always had a business. Even though I was a home baker, I operated like a real business. I had an LLC from home. My first name was copyrighted, just as this name is. I've always ran things in a professional way, because when people see that you're professional, they tend to take you serious. So I get asked the question a lot of times in my DM. How do you get with people? How do you deal with people who don't take you serious as a home baker? Or what do you do when people want to downplay your pricing because you're a home baker? That question always comes up. And the answer is, people are not taking you serious as a home baker because you're not running your business as a professional business. If you ran your home-based business like an actual walk-in bakery, and you treated your clients like they were actual foot traffic clients, you would have a different outlook on your business. Your sales would show. Your social media presence would show. But if you continue to run it and you're doing things on a nickel and dime mentality, you're not going to have that professional mindset to grow your business the way it should be. So I did everything at home for years. I baked everything at home. I opened my house up on Sunday at home for people, and it got my name out there. And that was a really really good sale tactic for people to understand who I was and my personality. I've been the same throughout my whole 11 years of doing cakes. Some people can take me, some can't. But that's just who I am. I'm very, very blunt and upfront. I will give you pretty much anything that you need if I can help you. But I'm gonna tell you the right way, and I'm gonna tell you if you're doing it wrong. And some people can't take that. So in getting in gear for you, getting yourself in gear for your business, the question that comes across the most is, what do I need to do to be legal? And people automatically assume that when you get your LLC, that you're legal. But your LLC is nothing more than a certificate of formation. It's just a piece of paper saying that your name is legal. Now, what an LLC does is, and this is the easiest way to put this, okay? An LLC separates your personal finances from your business finances. Now, why is that important? Why is it important? If somebody sues you, they sue the business. So if somebody sues me because of a cake or something that they didn't like, they're suing Sippy Cake King. They're not suing Jeremy Terrell Jones. They're suing Sippy Cake King. So it separates your personal finances from your business finances. That's why it's so important that as soon as you get this piece of paper and you get your tax ID number, which is your EIN number, that allows you to, and we'll get into that too, but it allows, in a nutshell, it gives you a business ID. It's like your business social security number. That's what your EIN number is. All of this stuff is done online. All of this stuff takes literally minutes. Literally, you can do everything that you need to do in less than 30 minutes. You can get your LLC, you can get your EIN number, all of this stuff done in less than 30 minutes. In Mississippi, it was less than $60 for everything that I had. So, and I've had 3 names, and I'll tell you about that too. So, in getting yourself in gear for your business, if you truly want to feel like that you are legal and you want people to take you seriously in your business, you can get your LLC. Your LLC reserves your name. So if you are King's Treats, then you're King's Treats LLC. Okay? And that LLC just protects your business. So it's no longer just King Treats by Jeremy. It's King's Treats LLC. Okay? So if in the event that you are sued, and God forbid that you are, it does that. You did a sole proprietorship. Erica, if you have, when you set that up from when LLCs and sole proprietorships, a lot of times it's best to consult with your accountant, because if you're within a certain tax bracket and you're making a certain amount of money, you have to move things around. Like with me, after this past year of 2018, I've gone over the bracket that it would be for what I'm in, because I have too many umbrellas under my name. So it's Sippy Cake King, but there's different umbrellas that go with it. You have the online portion, which is the Cake King University. Then you have the treats, or the cakes and everything, and then the travel. See, there's different umbrellas to Sippy Cake King. So honestly, this year for me, mine needs to be moved to a corporation. Okay. Yes, Nicole. If you move to another state, you do need to get your LLC for that state. Because what this does, the Sippy Cake King is legal in Mississippi. Now, this name is not taken in Mississippi. But if I was to go somewhere else, now it pulls it up in the database though, where you can see if the name is available. But it does a national search to see if the name is available. Because when I first got the name Just Caking, I had a company in Japan contact me saying that it was their name. 1 minute, child. 1 minute. We have All right. I only did I only did just an LLC. When you guys go onto the Secretary of State website, which is what you go onto for your state, just get the basic LLC. Don't look at all the other stuff, the corporations, the S corp, the DBA, which is doing business as. Just get an LLC, because if most of the people are not going to go over $30,000 or $40,000 throughout the year when they're first starting out. So you just get an LLC. That's all you need to do is just go to the Secretary of State website and just get an LLC. Sign up for an LLC. See if your name is available. You can do a search to see if the name is available. And I'm gonna get it pulled up just in the meantime so y'all can see what it looks like from Mississippi. But you will go to your state's website for the Secretary of State, and actually in Mississippi it is $49. That's the cost of it in Mississippi. Celeste, I'm not sure why you paid $350 for the LLC. No LLC is that expensive. They should not be that expensive. If you've gone through LegalZoom or somebody like that, that's probably why. You need to do it just from the Secretary of State website for your state. Just go to your secretary. You can Google it. The Secretary of State. Your credit has nothing to do with your LLC at all. It don't have anything to do with your EIN. Your LLC doesn't have anything to do with your credit. If your credit was based on you having a business, I would have never been the Cake King, because mine been messed up ever since I was 18. So it has nothing to do with it at all. Okay, but when you go to the Secretary of State's website, all of them have the same thing: business formation. And from there, you can do a search for your name to see if the name is on there, all of that. Now, the cottage food laws has nothing to do with your LLC. The LLC is to protect your business. Okay, so every state is going to be different. I don't know why they cost so much, y'all, honestly, in the different states, because Mississippi's is literally, it was $79. I don't even think that was it. If it was that much, honestly.
I paid 50.
You paid 50? Yeah, and I think that's what it was. I think I ended up paying $55 or $60 because I bought the certificate. Because you can buy the certificate and print out the certificate as well. So that's why. And see, every state is different, okay? Georgia's different. You see, California has a different one. Illinois has a different one. California is $800. Adrian just said it. Ours is $50 as well. Okay, so all of them have different things. Okay, so this is on my where to begin. So when you're starting out, I think that it's good to have your LLC. I honestly think that it is. It does show that your business is professional. The Better Business Bureau actually will recognize your business when you have an LLC. And I've been recognized by the Better Business Bureau. I had an A+ rating with them for years. Never had a problem or anything. The EIN is free. You can go to the IRS website and get your EIN, or you just Google EIN for the IRS. Make sure it says .gov behind it, because if not, you will end up paying for it. And that's from an outside source. So you can go to the website and get an EIN number. So the good thing about having an EIN, you have some places like there is a company that does the all of your materials, all of your just provides a host of products for bakeries and your business and stuff like that. You have to have an EIN number to be able to shop through them. You have to have an EIN number to be able to go into Restaurant Depot. Places like this require you to have a tax ID for that. And it's good to have because you can only get into these places by having a legitimate business. So that means that everybody can't go there. Also, it's a tax write-off. So when you actually are really getting serious and you really making money, you're going to need these write-offs, a lot of them. When you go to Sam's Club, if you have an EIN number, you may get a dummy who checking you out and it's going to ask you, do you have an EIN number? And they're going to include you as being tax exempt. Some of them are dumb, honestly. To be tax exempt, you really have to have a nonprofit business. In Mississippi, our people don't know the difference, so they consider if you got a business that you tax exempt. So you end up not paying taxes, and all you do is just sign off on the transaction. Once you finish, you just sign off on the total. You could put Donald Duck on the receipt. They don't know. They're not paying attention to it. Okay, so it does help you in that aspect of your tax benefits. Okay, so we've gone through where we begin. Your tax ID and your EIN numbers are where you should start if you're a home baker. Leave LegalZoom alone. I think that LegalZoom is good for a couple of things like getting a deed for your car. That's about it. Making leases, stuff like that. I would not let them do my business stuff because they're going to charge you an additional fee just for doing it, okay? All right. So, home bakers. In order for you to transition from being a home baker to going into a professional realm as to opening up a shop, you first need to do your research. You need to do your market research. And what I mean by market research is you need to research your area. Is there a need for a bakery in your area? Are there already 5 or 10 bakeries in your area and they're doing really, really good, they're thriving? Are their prices, is your quality of work going to be able to hold up to the other competition's prices? So someone made a comment the other day and said that a lot of people in the area were doing the same thing. I had spoke to an individual and they said that everybody was doing the same thing and they were doing the same quality of work, but everybody was charging different. Some people were charging less than and they weren't charging enough. Okay? And the problem with that is when you're at home, a business that has no, I'll get back to that. Let me put that on the list. Okay. I see some of y'all just be making notes to come back to. I lost my thought. What was I saying? Yeah, researching your market, doing your market research. Making sure that your prices are able to match up with these people, because if y'all all doing the same thing and you're a home baker, don't be the home baker that undercuts the bakery's prices, okay? If the bakery is charging $150 for a cake and you know y'all doing the same quality work, don't you go charge $60 for the cake. It don't make sense, because you losing out on money because you basically giving it away. So if you're going to hold yourself to the same quality, because what's going to happen is when you move to that bakery, about 60% of the support that you got is going to disappear. Because you're going to have to increase your prices when you get to that bakery, because you're going to have to pay all that overhead. You're not going to be able to charge the same thing that you charge at home in a bakery. You're not going to make any money. So don't start these people out with these $50 prices and then you decide, oh, I want to step out on stupid, because you didn't step out on faith. Some of y'all stepped out on stupid. And you opened up a bakery and now you charging $200 for a cake that used to be $60. You're not going to get the same people. You're not. And Crystal, that doesn't matter, because we have bakeries here who take EBT and they charge $100 for a 3-tier cake. But the quality is not there. it's going to be missing something. The taste is not going to be there. The quality is going to be something they're not going to have. All right? So, with going into the whole process of deciding that you want to open up a bakery, first you need to figure out what your why is. Why do you want to do it? And I always start with this one question. When people tell me they're thinking about opening up a bakery, or they think they're at the step to open up a bakery, if you quit your full-time job today, can you support your entire family off of the income of your business right now, or your hobby, or what you're doing right now? If you stop right now completely and say, I don't want to work my full-time job anymore, if you walk away from your full-time job, can you support your family completely? If you have children, if you're a single mother, can you afford insurance for yourself and for your child? Can you afford groceries, health care, all this stuff on your own without a job? Because what you're doing when you say that you're going into a bakery, you are taking on the responsibility of everything. Not only that, you're going to have employees. Is Asia in here? Asia or Adrian, either one of them in the group, right, on the live right now, you're going to have the responsibility of all those people. So you have your rent at your shop, your rent at home. You have your light bill at the shop. You have your light bill at home. Your water bill at the shop. Everything that you got is double. Okay? Then you got a child at home to feed. And then yourself. And your car note. All of this stuff you need to take into account. So I don't think that people fully understand what it means to open up a business and actually fully be able to support everything. Because you ain't going to be able to work a part-time job and own a bakery. Because you're going to put at least 60 to 70 hours in a week at that bakery. Okay? There were days when I was there 17 hours. Okay, there's Adrian and Asia. They're both in the live. Asia and Adrian were both my employees. They were, I don't really like to say employees because we were more, I may have owned the business, but I created that environment to where it was ours. I can attest, and they can tell you the same thing. I may have been broke, but they never went without a check. Your employees can't see you sweat because then that worries them. They got to take care of their responsibilities. I never missed a payroll. Never. Now, I may have went home and didn't have no lights. I may have forgot to pay my light bill, or my car may have got repossessed at the bakery, but my employees never, ever had to suffer because of something that I did or not had, as far as finances went at the bakery. Unless you came into a whole shitload of money, you're not going to be able to survive doing this on your own like that, okay? You're not. Because just to start up the bakery itself for me was over $12,000. There was no business loan. There was no grant. This was money that came directly out of my pocket. I paid for everything cash. Every contract, I had 3 contractors that messed me over. So you're going to have to deal with all of this. Find a building that pays the payouts, that pays for the build out. Okay? If you find a building where they'll say, okay, we'll do all of the design efforts for you, or we'll put all this stuff in, and and we'll take care of the rest of it. And you can see what agents say. They didn't even know a lot of the times. When the bakery had to shut down, because I went through different name changes, when I wasn't paying the taxes on the bill, or paying the taxes on the actual sales and revenue that was coming in, I changed the name over the weekend. I started a whole new business over the weekend, a whole new name, and they came back to work that Tuesday. And when they came back to work, we had a customer appreciation sale. They didn't even know what was going on. Now, they sat in there with me when the people came, but they didn't have to worry because it was still going to go on. And you're going to make sacrifices for your dream. But rent itself and all of these bills piled up together can be very expensive, okay? It can be very expensive. So luckily, my rent was only $650 for the bakery. If you find it somewhere, then you've been blessed. I knew that Everything that I got was given to me at the time it was given to me because I moved when God told me to move. Literally. It was not, I didn't step out on my own. I did it when he told me to move. I didn't just up and say, you know what, I'm finna open up a bakery. Everything happened in a sequence. It took me 9 months to open. I birthed that business. I went through 11 failed inspections. You're going to go through the worst, okay? It's not going to be easy. My rent was $650. Now, the water bill and the light bill was another story. The water bill, because they were so gung-ho on trying to get me out of there, my water bill was $300 every month. It was sometimes, at one time, they said it was a leak in the building. The water bill was $760. I'll never forget. It was $760. I had a $1,500 light bill. There was I can tell you this, my light bill, I ain't never get caught up on the bill. My light bill was always paid on. Always. I had got so good with the man who did the cutoffs that I would just give him cakes and stuff, and he would come and tell me, hey, bro, hey, they got you on the list, but just go ahead and, just take care of it. I can buy you some time for about a week. I just run a special. Okay? God sent so many people my way to help me. I'm serious. I mean, it was so many times when I could have just walked out and went bankrupt, but never did. It was always a way. $1,500 light bills. I think the least expensive light bill I ever seen was probably like maybe $700. You got to remember your bakery. I had a 2,000 square foot bakery. The oven was continuously going. You have lights throughout the whole building. You got coolers. You got all of this stuff going all the time. And I'm there literally 15 to 16 hours out of the day. Okay? And Terry just made an excellent point. Okay? I don't know who you praised, Muhammad, Buddha, anybody, who you go through. You can't do this by yourself. If I did not know God at a young age, I would have been gone crazy. I would have never even I wouldn't even be CPK King, because the lessons that I've learned, I couldn't have done it without him. So at such a young age, when I opened the bakery, because I was in my 20s, I was the only black male bakery owner in the state of Mississippi. I was the only black gay male bakery owner in the state of Mississippi. And this was recognized by CNN when they came down and did an interview on me. And it speaks volume, because you already don't see too many males in this industry doing what we do. So it speaks volumes that when you can go through the struggles and people actually recognize that and see where you came from. So when you're getting into this and you decide that you want to open up this, this bakery or this studio that you want to do, I say whatever it is that you want to open up, you got to figure out your why. Why are you doing it? Are you really passionate about it? Are you treating these customers with the respect that you would want to have? Are your customers loyal? All of these things play into a factor, because if you're struggling right now to get orders, then you're gonna have a problem later on. I honestly feel like you need to be already bringing in, as a business owner right now. If you're trying to open up a bakery, you need to be bringing in at least $3,000 a month in your business. At least $3,000. You think about what you make at work, and I'll use me for an example, because right now I'm in a different state than I was when I was when I had the bakery, because I didn't have a full-time job. If I was to step out now and say, hey, I want to open up a cake studio and I only want to be open on the weekends right now, because I don't work on weekends at my full-time job, I could leave my job in the daytime and go straight to the bakery if I wanted to. But I can say this as an example. My full-time job, I bring in about $56,000 to $57,000 a year at my full-time job. In my business, you all just seen that I did over $150,000 for the year in my business. So in figuring out your why, yes, I could go back to doing this full time. I really could if I wanted to, but then I would have to undergo all of that stress, being away from home, being away from family, being away from the things that you enjoy, traveling, doing all of those things. Because when you open up a business, a bakery itself, you're giving up all of that. Your life has been given up. Any bakery owner will tell you that you devote your entire time. Yeah, I was reading what D said. You'd have to outgrow it. You're devoting all of your time. So if you got kids, if you got a husband, you're gonna give up a lot. I really mean that honestly, and I want to do this class because people really don't understand the dynamic of what it means to truly run a business. I don't think that anybody who I've come into contact with in the past 2 or 3 years of doing these classes, I don't feel like anybody is truly ready to open up a bakery. And I mean just a full out bakery. I don't think that anybody is truly ready because nobody has equipped you with the knowledge that you need to understand how the bakery is going to run. So even the people who have opened them up within the years of me knowing them, I mean, kudos to you. But do you truly know what you're doing? Do you really know what you're doing? Because I've seen people doing giveaways. I've seen people holding classes. I've seen people doing so many things to try to get money to keep this business thriving and keeping it going and make yourself relevant. You have to reinvent yourself every year. Every year I'm constantly rebranding. Every year. I'm always doing something different. You're always going to be putting yourself, your family, everybody last. So if you got one of them needy ass husbands or boyfriends or baby daddies that you know gonna be on your ass all the time about where are you or I need you or why you ain't cooked today, if you got one of them, you don't need to open no business. You gonna have to figure something out. You either gonna get rid of him or y'all gonna make this thing work because it ain't gonna work. It's gonna be really, really hard to make a family and a marriage and everything work with owning a full out business like this because you don't get any days off. You don't get to say, I don't want to come in today. Or I'm going to take the day off or I'm going to take the weekend off and go on vacation. You don't get to do that. You're not going to be able to do that when you open up a bakery. Okay? And a lot of people are so clueless to this. And when it comes to, and people always say, oh, I got my family gonna be here, they gonna help me run this, everything, I got the support system and everything. Don't do it. If you gotta go to, if your husband get on your nerve at home, why you wanna bring him to work with you? Why do you wanna bring him to work and undergo all of the stress of him at your business with you? And this is why I say this, I have seen it personally, husband and wives working together in these businesses like this, in bakeries, and it'd be a complete fucking disaster. Like, seriously. You mad at your husband because he done got on your nerve at the bakery, you taking it out on a customer. I done seen it, y'all. You done burnt something up because y'all arguing. You got to see him 12 hours of the day at the bakery. Then you got to go home and see his fat ass at home. You done already seen him all day long. It ain't that much love in the world to make me want to be up under you 24 hours because that's exactly what's going to happen when you open up a bakery and you have a spouse there with you all the time in your face. They think that all the money that's coming in is going to, and I'm speaking because I've already lived this, all the money that's coming in is just money. Not knowing that this money, all this money that's coming in is going over you. Everybody got a hand out. You can't do it. Y'all can't work together. Your cousin can't come work for you. Your sister can't come work for you. Your sister can't run the register for you on the weekends. You got to keep your family out of your business. Keep your family and your friends out of your business, period. Okay? Because what's going to happen, they're going to see all of the money that you got coming in. They're going to think that that's tangible. They think that this is income that you can just go out and splurge with. You can't do that. You really can't do it. It's going to be impossible for you to live off of that money like that. So, this is the type of protection that you need, okay? If you are at home right now and you got a home-based bakery, a home-based business, and you operating under cottage food law, and this is one thing I say, if you do not have, this is how I know that your business is not set up as a business, okay? If you don't have insurance on your business and something happens, you're going to be liable, okay? So it's always good to go through one of these companies, I say like Hartford or Alpha has it, where you need to get $1 million in liability coverage on your business. So like I'll just say I have $1 million policy on Sippy Cake King. Because what that does is if something happens and somebody sues you, you got insurance to cover you. Or if somebody comes in your house and they slip and fall, your insurance covers that, because that accidental insurance covers your business. And hopefully you got homeowners and renters, because all of it just goes in together. But you need to have some accidental insurance on your business. And it's always good. $1 million policy is probably less than $20 or $30 a month. It sounds like a lot, like this is $1 million, but it's really less than some places are less than $20. But Hartford, Alpha, there's a couple more places I'm trying to think. These are older companies, but those two are main ones, and you can go online and actually do a search on different like business type insurance. Somebody said Flip. These are places like that. I'm seeing I missed something here. Okay. All right. So before we go into the next part, your questions. Go ahead and I'm gonna start on some of the questions. The part somebody asked, what do you do? See, it's $30 a month with State Farm. What do you do if there's no cottage food law in your state? Do like I do. Keep working. We ain't got one either. We don't have one in Mississippi. We don't have a cottage food law in Mississippi. Somebody say they got one, but they really don't. It's not a cottage food law. The cottage food law in Mississippi is that you have to sell your stuff to a what do they call? The farmer's market, and you have to have a label on your products, like that. It's certain things that you can do and certain things you can't do. But our health department system in Mississippi is ran by one area, and they go through the whole state. So it ain't really, they ain't paying attention. Do you have to have a ServSafe certification? I would say yes. Do you have to have one? No. Bakeries operate on a Category 1 license from the health department, and on a Category 1 license, unless you're selling hot foods or plate lunches and stuff like that, you don't have to have a ServSafe certification. ServSafe certification is very important so that you know the guidelines of how to handle the things that you're making. So I would say yes. All right. What are some good sources for funding? What's the best accounting tool to use? For funding, I say this. I know that everybody can't come out of their pocket and get just pay for a business or whatever, but in the event that you have to get a loan, get what you need from your local credit unions, or if you're in good with your banks and stuff like that, get what you need. Do a proper business assessment on what you actually need, the equipment that you need, or if you need it for a build out and stuff like that. You need to get exactly what you need. Don't go in there and get no $100,000 and then you struggling to pay that loan back every month. Okay? If you've been working with PayPal a long time, like I am a long-standing member of PayPal, PayPal has this thing called working capital. Write that down. Working capital. If you deal with PayPal a lot and you have a large number of sales volume, you can go through and they'll give you a working capital loan and you pay it back off of each transaction that you got coming in. So daily, you probably will pay back $5 every day. Or you can pay it by the week or anything like that. I mean, it's really, really good to have it. That's why I always tell people, use PayPal. Stop using Square. If you had a bad run-in with PayPal or somebody did a chargeback on you or something, that was probably your fault because you didn't have it in your contract. PayPal ain't do nothing to you because PayPal gonna help you as much as you help them. So if somebody lied on you and said that the cake wasn't right, if you had a contract or if you had an email, I don't like Square. I don't like none of these other places. Square Cash, the app, Square apps, none of this. Unless you're using QuickBooks or Quicken or PayPal or reliable source where you can get some good type of funding, I'll leave all the rest of them alone. Wait, who said that? Shayna. They do Square does a working capital. I take that back. They do that one. They do. Let me see. What do they do with F2? I'm trying to think how much money they gave me at first. I think that Square gave me $5,000 or $6,000 at first. And then PayPal gave me a loan for over $10,000 for Square. I mean, for the working capital loan, because that's how I got these bracelets. Was I sketchy about opening my home up on Sunday? I was not. That was actually not something I was worried about because it was right after church. So it was like in the mid of the day and, you know, it was in. I don't know. That never bothered me. People always said they was worried about that. How do you keep track of what you're making, spending, etc.? PayPal. You gonna if you're running a business, and this is totally up to you. Okay, if you want to be technically correct, then you need to apply for a sales tax license with your state, so that you're actually charging sales tax on your products, so that you can pay back, and that's how you get your tax, how you get an income tax back every year. You know, when you're actually filing for your business, so you have to have a sales tax license. I do use Squarespace for my website. I'm starting not to like Squarespace. I like Squarespace because of the functionality sometimes, and I love the clean look of it. But it has its limitations. ServSafe is most required for brick and mortar. For home-based business, it depends on the state college food laws. That is correct, but ServSafe should be a requirement for you. If you're running your business and you want people to take you serious, that you actually know what you're talking about when it comes to allergens and handling food properly, and what can sit up in a place for how long, and the holding temperatures on your food, then go get your ServSafe license. People just take you more serious when they see this stuff. Okay. Can you refresh on how to find out the tax that needs to add on to the invoices? And the tax that goes on your invoices is your sales tax amount for your state. So for Mississippi, Jackson is 7% because Flowood is different. Different areas have different sales tax rates, but the tax rate goes for the area that you're actually working in. What is the best way to build new clientele in a new area as a home base with plans to get to that level to get building, start home base to the area and you're not allowed to sell at work. Pop-up shops. How do you get your sales tax license? The sales tax license is done through your state website. You can do, I think for hours is you don't go through the Secretary of State for it. That's also on your state website. Yep, it's going to be on your state website, and you can actually Google your state's information. No, Tierra, give me 1 second. I'll tell you about that. I'm going down the list on here, y'all. So, we just starting a website outside of Facebook and IG. A website, to me, it just shows your professionalism. It shows that people have somewhere to go to. They can actually see your work. But you have to be careful with websites, because if you're in an area that has cottage food laws, then you already know that you can't actually publicize the work that you're doing, because you're selling these products to the public then. Because certain areas have cottage food laws to where you can't actually publicize your work or attach a price to it. I personally have always had a website ever since the formation of my business. I think that it's important to have a website and a business email. People take you serious. They see that you are serious about your business, because I don't want to order things from nobody that I got to text my order to them. Or I'm at work, can you text me your order? I don't operate like that. I need to be able to go on something and actually see what you've done and see the results are proven. I need to be able to compare your work to say you didn't pull this shit off of Google, because that's what a lot of y'all doing. Can you be semi-legit? Like, I got licensed through my friend's kitchen, but I don't want to report income and pay. No. Do it the right way. So, let me tell you why, Mari. Right now, I am less than 7% away from paying off the, how much was it? Whatever that tax was. Yeah, it was a lot. Was I don't know, it was 50?
I think that's what you're.
So when I owned the bakery, hold on your questions. So, because I'm gonna give you a real life scenario. When I owned the bakery, when I first opened the bakery, I did have an accountant, and I didn't know any. I knew that I was supposed to be paying taxes, but I didn't pay them. And I just really wasn't just big on. I didn't know really the laws of how they go. I knew how to set it up. I knew I was supposed to pay them. Just put it like that. And I was getting by not doing it. So eventually, all of that caught up with me, because eventually the tax officer came, shut the bakery down, because I was behind at that time $40,000 in taxes. Okay. Now, years later, I'm just now at the point where I'm 7% away from paying it completely off. It was over $50,000 in taxes that I owed. Okay. So do it the right way. Yes, Angelo is right. Clients do appreciate when you have serve safe, because it shows that you know how to handle food. If you are required to sell tax but do not want to add it to your prices, make sure your state sales tax included. Y'all, some of this stuff, I just want to tell y'all the truth, okay? If you do it the right way, you won't have to worry about getting caught up later on. Run your business the right way. Don't run no illegitimate business. Just do it the right way. That way you ain't got to worry about no paying no taxes, or nobody knocking at your door saying, are you selling treats without a license? Just do it the right way. I mean, I understand that you got a passion for it. If you got a passion for it and you just doing it for your family and friends on a low scale, then that's fine. But when you get to a level like me where you making, 50,000 plus on just cakes and stuff, then you need to be running your business the right way. I mean, you need to be legit about what you're doing, because a radar going to go off somewhere that you making this kind of money and you're not reporting none of this income. Okay, you have to have a serve safe to get your license in Chicago. Different counties have different sales tax rates. This is true. Be careful selling at work. All right. So, this question, somebody has been asking this a lot. How you set up your invoice in PayPal. Set up your contract in PayPal. So, on PayPal, there's an option for you to put your a note to the customer where you can actually make a template on here on like what the customer actually sees. That's where your contract goes. That's the box where it goes. Now, if they read it or not is up to them, but it's on there. That just includes it on there, okay? Please state college food laws. Yes, yes, yes. Do you have a business pay? I do have business PayPal. I think that it helps you a lot because that helps you get the working capital. I'm coming back. Shayna McDowell, thank you. All of you who are now sending out cake jars or apples, all of these different treats that you started mailing off, here's my advice to you. Be very, very, very careful when you sending off products. Because if you don't have a ServSafe license, then you would understand, if you had a ServSafe license, you would understand the importance of not doing it. Because if you do get caught, the fine is very, very hefty, okay? So let me tell you why. You're sending off items in the mail, and you assume that when you send it 2 days or whatever, express shipping, it is going to get there the next day or 2 days later. Sometimes that's not always the case. You don't know the holding temperature of the items when they get to the destination they're going. Like if they're sitting in the post office, it may be 100 degrees in the truck, or it may be 100 degrees inside of the mail room, and your items are sitting there like that. So I've seen this happen where somebody was actually shipping out items and they did not know that you have to have a e-commerce license to actually sell items over the internet and where you package them and shipping them. That's a separate license with your state that you have to meet certain guidelines for. You have to check into your state about that. There's an e-commerce tax, there's an e-commerce license, and you can also be fined for selling goods and shipping them across state lines. So you need to be very careful with it, okay? You need to pay your taxes every month. Don't do the whole quarterly 3-month thing like that, because it's easy to come up with $100 rather than come up with $600. So if you didn't have a really good month, if if it was a slow month for you, it's easy to come up with those taxes at the end of the month. Versus you had a slow month and then you had a real busy month where it was $1,000 worth of sales tax, and you got to put all these months together at the quarter. Just pay them every month. You can put them on auto draft. The email address is hosted through your website or an outside source. What was the one you gave the other day, Marquis? If you wanted to just set up business email, mine's always been through the website.
Yes, the hosting.
Yeah, who is it?
Mine's SiteGround.
SiteGround.
GoDaddy or
Who?
GoDaddy, SiteGround.
GoDaddy, SiteGround. Those are all places you can obtain a business email address from. Did you create your own contracts? My contracts are sold on my website. I did. My contract has saved me from 6 lawsuits. I have been sued 6 times. You do not need an attorney for that. You just need to make sure that your contract contains no ambiguities. Ambiguity means that you have language in there that people can understand. There's no hidden language in your contract, okay? I say be careful when you're selling at work because you don't know who you're selling to. You may say that people are selling to your coworkers. Your coworker may take that and go home and take it to somebody else, and before you end up knowing it, your products have fell into the hand of a officer with the health department, and then they'll be coming to your house asking you, do you have a license? So you need to be careful who you sell to. And also, you may get into it with one of your coworkers. Your coworker may turn you in. I'm one of those petty people. No, Tegan, I'm 100% against that. I don't like giving people my phone number. Many reasons. I just don't like giving out my phone number to customers unless I necessarily have to talk to you. Right now, since I have been operating the way I do now, I do not give out my phone number. If they email me an order, that's the most conversation we have. I normally don't even see these people until they pick up their order. That was before. On the website, you can find the contract under shop. It's under the shop. If you go to Cake King University, you can go through. And Monique is right. If you don't have a separate phone number, you can also go through Google and get you a Google Talk number. It's free. And you can make the number you want. Like mine was 226 Cake, K-A-K-E. And because you can create whatever you want to on the Google Talk. Use your Google number. It goes to your same phone. Just look it up. A lot of this stuff is really just already out there. All you got to do is just look it up. Your Google Talk number is provided through Google if you have a Google email address. And it goes directly to your phone. It's a different phone number that you give the customer, but it rings to your phone. Even have a little thing on the little white lady be talking and say, you know, you can have her say, thanks for calling such and such. Please hold while we connect your call. I haven't seen getting a second house when I see the name. Tierra, it depends on where you at, because some places, if you got a separate house to do your stuff in, you have to make sure that house is up to code with the health department, and that's all it is. Because you can do that. You don't have to open a whole bakery. You can just, and I don't know why people think you got to have a brick and mortar building. I mean, you could just go have another house, like, you know, revamp a house, go flip a house or something, get one of those foreclosed properties and make it a commercial property. All you got to do is turn it into, make sure that it's up to code with the health department. You ain't got to be inside no shopping mall. When you did the pop-up shops in your house, where you come for a lot? Yes. I really didn't care at the time about people coming to my house, only because I'm from the country. And I'm used to people being in and out of the house, and I'm also, a big entertainer. So I've never really cared about people being at the house. But as a woman, if you're a single woman, I don't know if I would necessarily feel safe with people coming in and out of your house to purchase stuff. For me, it was cool because I was in an apartment complex. You came in the front door and went out the patio, so it was just like, you just came around. It wasn't a big thing. But if you doing something out of your house, I suggest you do pop-up shops in your areas or different areas to gain revenue like that. The pop-up shops make a great deal of money. I've told in the pop-up shop class, I've never made less than $2,000, $3,000 on pop-up shops. I've even made up to $5,000 doing pop-up shops. So the money can be made doing it. You just got to find the right area. When getting a license, a home baker, will the state have to come out and inspect your kitchen? Yes, they will. The health department will come out. That's part of the cottage food law. Yes, and Lakita was the main one I thought about there. Lakita does have a separate house that she does her business in. You just got to make sure it meets code. Okay, Tierra. Save $20,000. About bakery, Maria, bakery or kiosk in the mall. Now I don't know how much people pay for those now, but at one time the kiosk in our mall, they were $1,500 a month just to start out with, and that's just the little carts in the mall, in the middle of the mall. They were $1,500. So if you pay $1,500 for a cart, You might well go and get a damn building. I mean, true, you ain't got to pay no overhead or nothing, but I mean, shit, $1,500 for a cart that ain't got no refrigerator cooler, that's a little excessive. At what point do you present your contract to the customer? When they get ready to pay. I've never I love open house events. I've never. What's four figures? Six figures is $100,000.
I think it's like $5.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I was slow for a minute.
It's okay,
I was about to say. April is absolutely correct. The mall dictates your hours. At our mall, our outlet mall, you can't close your shop until the mall closes. The outlet closes. So just say you sell out, you better make something else because you can't lock them doors or they will fine you $500. So the mall is the same. I think the malls always have their own rules, but you can't close just because you sold out or you ready to go or you sick. You have to be open every day. Somebody got to be there. You can rent by the hour. That way you can say be legit. That is good. Yes. I did not have a business plan, y'all. I've never had a business plan. I've never written a business plan. So I can't even tell you where to start on it. Business plans are really, really good so that you can get an out. Well, a business plan is really just a set of goals for 5 years. Your 5-year plan for your business. And what it does is it present you when you present that to a banker or someone who's really trying to give you money or invest in your company. They want to see your scope of the business, not just where you're at right now, but what are you planning for it to be. And a good idea to understand what business plans and actually getting the scope of your business is to watch this show Shark Tank. And because that's exactly what they do. They ask all the same questions that the banker is going to ask you when they're trying to invest in your business. The pop-up shop class is on the website. How do you separate your funds at home? If you have an LLC, you can get a business account. Just get a separate account, a separate business account for it. And that separates your money from that. What type of equipment do you recommend absolutely necessary for a bakery? The same thing you got at home. An oven, a mixer, a cooling case, register. Who do you recommend for website addresses and business cards? Y'all, I'm very when it comes to marketing materials, websites, cards, all logos, I'm very biased. I'm gonna always use my folks because they ain't never failed me. Everybody has posted who they use for their stuff, but if you ask me about something, I'm always gonna tag Marquis' name to it because those are my people, and they ain't never done me wrong. So I mean, I'm always gonna tell you go to Marquis. He just had a special on the website. Look, Brittany just said the same thing. Go to Marquis. Market research, financial projections, growth plans, profit margin, return on capital are elements that I have been looking to create in the business plan. Tierra, I do. It takes a few minutes to set it. You do have to have a copy of your LLC when you open up a business account. Lakita said the same thing. Everybody know I'm gonna always use my people. And I believe in using people within the group for stuff. That's why when I got my cookies, I ordered from the cousins. It's just that's what this is. We created a family with cake cousins. so that we can get stuff from each other. Now I've used somebody else before, and I don't use them anymore. A watermark is your logo. Your logo is a watermark. So people get those two confused. When you buy a logo, they should give you a watermark. Or you should request a watermark, because in some instances you pay for both of them. I meant to say this earlier. If you want to open a shop, start actually shopping at other shops so you know what they do. Yes, for real. Is Fiverr good for logos? Markeith is good for logos. So it's better to have an LLC. It's better to have an LLC. If you're starting out, and you just always remember that if you don't remember anything else from today, an LLC separates your business money from your personal money. So if you broke in your business and you got money in your personal account, you don't want them to come after your personal account. That's what separates the two. He putting his information on there. What files are needed for logos? Your logo for in order for you to use your logo as a watermark, it has to be in a PNG format. A PNG just means it's a transparent background. Okay. When I'm not coming to the Midwest. I told somebody that the other day, it's not on my list to come to the Midwest. It ain't never been on my list. I may be going to Detroit next year, but I think that's about as far if that's considered Midwest. Yeah, but you normally get both when you get your logo packages. Sometimes. Yeah, I did have that. Twana said she needs you, Jeremy.
I don't. I talked to the update they actually hear something.
Yeah, it is time for you to start. If you've never taken headshots before, I will be in St. Louis this year, but I can't talk about it. I don't know why, but for some reason I can't talk about it. I don't know why I'm going, to be honest. Don't even know when it is. It's in September, I think. I can't seem to find the contract. Oh, okay. Markeith is about to post it in here. The link to the contract, and also do the one for the you know what? I'm with them. I don't see it.
It's not. You hit it.
I sure did, didn't I? I will give y'all the link for the contract. You need to update your headshots. That's what I was trying to tell y'all. It ain't hidden, is it? Mm-hmm. No, you know why? It's on a different category. It's under yeah.
It's hidden.
Okay, contract ain't hidden.
That whole page is hidden.
Okay, I'm giving it to y'all now. So this is the good thing about being able to do your own website. So when you buy a website from, when you purchase a website from Markeith, I'm sure he's going to show you how to use it so that you'll know how to update it yourself. Because what I've seen with people that buy websites, they had a guy down here who did websites, and what he did was every time you needed to make an edit, he charged you for that edit. It's on there now, y'all. I just updated it as we were talking. When you're doing headshots, what should you wear? I don't know why everybody think you have to wear a chef coat. You really ain't a chef. You're really not. So you don't really have to wear a chef coat. You just need to you can wear your company t-shirt. A nice polo or something like that. Like a nice business attire, what you would normally wear. What type of camera should I use to take pictures of my products? Upgrade your phone to a nice iPhone, a good iPhone, like this is the newest one, the Plus, and you don't need to buy no camera. Now I have a camera. I have a Sony mirrorless camera, and that camera was $800.
Mm-mm.
How much was it?
4, 5, and then that lens is like 3.
Yeah, about the whole thing. You gonna spend less than $1,000 if you want everything like a good camera. But you can just buy the iPhone and put it on portrait mode. Angelo is a chef. Ashley is a chef. You got a few people who are actually actual chefs, pastry chefs. And then the new iPhones got this sensoring system in there that actually will keep you from shaking. So just go upgrade your phone. You don't have to worry about it. When I was on the college dogs, no one would insure me. I just got licensed last month, and now my insurance agent sent me an application to fill out so I can get insurance for my business. Mari, where are you located? I just said Ashley was a chef. Yeah, you can buy your cameras online. Go use the Facebook Yard Sale group. Nothing can't be signed on PayPal, but payment is an agreement for services. Thank you, Denise. That's exactly what that is. When you pay for it, you've agreed that you've read the contract and you signed it. Your payment is your signature. You probably just need to get a better iPhone. And also take your pictures outside. So y'all see how great this lighting is in here right now? I'm sitting by these huge windows. So your lighting, your light source needs to be really, really good when you're taking your pictures. The same as if you're doing videos or if you're doing online classes using the methods that you've learned from me that you go and try to reteach. You just need to have good lighting. Okay. Any your questions? I'm going through your questions now. I'm sure I'm going to have to go live in here again. This is probably going to be a continuing with something. I'm gonna have to go live about something else that we probably missed or something. So what I'll do is I'll make a post. This is the easier thing to do. I'll make a post of questions. If you have specific questions that you can post on this question post, it's going to be on this post now. This is where you post your questions, and I'll go back live again to answer those questions. That if we missed any of the important questions that you wanted to know. If you need a consultation, a business consultation, or a one-on-one, they are $100. I don't charge you by the hour or anything. It's just $100, and we'll sit and talk, and we'll FaceTime or get on live and go live with each other and talk to each other about whatever your problems are. If you were a part of my From Hobby to Business class, you'll know we were very detailed with this type of information. All right. Natural lighting is always best, okay? They have a natural lighting bulb at Home Depot. Okay, I didn't know that, Keita. See, my lights in here are all ran by Alexa. So, there she go again. I'm sorry. But they're ran by the system, so I can change the scenes and the settings in here, so you don't have that yellowish tint. It has natural setting. No problem. No problem. You guys have any other thing? What is the estimated amount before you're on the radar? I think it's different from state to state because I remember one time Portia told me that I think you have to, as long as you under 50,000 in Texas, it was that you were okay. So I'm not sure what it is from state to state. Really, I don't know what the radar is here. Honestly, if it was a radar, I'd probably been way over. The only thing that really helps me is just kind of hard for them to pinpoint where my money came from. You know, because these classes that I teach online, it's kind of hard for you to have to pay. I don't think that you should have to pay taxes on sitting here talking to people in the living room. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it just varies depending on what you're doing. Okay? All right. So I'll make the question post. So if you've missed, no, I've taken that. I don't do that one anymore. I just actually just talk to them when they got more access to me. I try not to take on all those too many like those mentoring things because when you give your time to too many people, you're not really focused on what you need to focus on. But you can email me and then we can set up a consultation if you need to. How can we embed our? I already told y'all that. Let me go back and see. I'm going to turn the screen around so we can go through this. Okay. Hold on. So we're gonna go through how to do this. All right. Let's do PayPal. Okay. All right. So, um, all right. All right. So, on PayPal, we on PayPal, okay? Can y'all see? So you're gonna go to invoicing. Oh, now you're not found. Maybe something going on with PayPal. All right, so all right, so on here you can go to templates is what I use. PayPal always making you log out. All right, so you can create a template, okay? There's your template. You put your company logo here that you got from Marquis. Okay. So I'm going to put a logo there. There's the logo. All right. So I'm going to go down here. Now, on this section here, if you don't know how to use PayPal, you can go in and actually add different items that you use frequently. So like mine's, I already have stuff already saved on here. So it'll just be, just say you want to update. This is the old one. So the 2-tier cake is already saved in here. All right. So when you go down to the bottom, on the part where it says terms and conditions, you can actually save this here. So you'll update you can post your contract right here. Okay? And save it in this little box right here. Now it's got to be 4,000 characters, so you want to be very specific with your contract. So what I do is I just take out certain parts and put them on there, okay? All right. So I don't need this one. So here is my default one that I do use. And it has all of my information here for my terms and conditions. All class payments are non-refundable. All final payment must be received by the date given on the invoice or is canceled. You can save it on here. All orders must be paid in full. Delivery and setup fees are included. I'm not responsible for any damages. If somebody wants to pick up the cake, they're going to be responsible for it. I can photograph and post pictures whenever I want to. I don't have to wait until after your wedding is over to post the pictures of the wedding cake. I can post it when I want to. That's on my contract. I make, the food may contain nuts or all that stuff like that. Your allergy notification, what the delivery fee is. That's just your main stuff, okay? And that's pretty much how that goes. Really, really simple. That's been the $1 million question for I don't know how long now. How to put your contract in PayPal. So now you know it's actually very simple. It's not hard to do. It's just an invoice template. That's all it is. And I got all mine together, so I'm gonna do like Monique did. I'm gonna have to put me one for my classes too, so that I can tell them. You definitely do need a contract, Tiffany. You can go to the website now. It's on the website. My contract is $125. I'm playing. It's only $10. The contract is only $10. Do you have an order form you give your customers? I do not. Your order is what you send me. So when you send me what you want, I put all of that into an invoice, and that invoice is your order form. Okay? Definitely, Tiffany, if you ain't learned nothing else, clean your page up. Clean up your page, and I hopefully I can go through and see some of these pages now, and they're going to look a lot better than they do. Okay, let's see. All right, so if you do not have a website, a logo, what else? An LLC. If you've got nothing else out of the day, you need those 3 things: a website, a logo, an LLC, EIN number, which is your tax ID, and you also need to clean up your social media page. Okay. Very, very important. Please clean up your social media pages. All right. Did you say you trade? No, I did not trademark my logo because I got too many logos. If you do a trademark, you have to do a trademark for each individual item that you have. And trademarks are very tricky. Do you have your customers doing invoice only? I have some people. I don't allow cash payments at all. I don't do cash. Ashley, your website is created through Markeith. Will you please tell the people to stop putting those sparkling effects all over them?
You know what?
DD, you petty as hell. I'm going to have to leave this video in this group. I'm not going to post this on the website. It's going to just stay in this group. Is there a link to purchase to set up a consultation with you? I will put it on the website. It will be. I will put it on the website now. We'll post it today. All right. How do you contact Markeith? Markeith will put your contact information up there. If you need headshots done or any photos done, Jeremy is open to be flued out. He'll come to you and take your pictures. If you're going to be on the tour, then you can get your pictures set up. Pictures on the tour. What's website? You have to email Markeith. Okay.
Why does that always pop up?
I'm waiting on y'all. Any more questions? I'm here with y'all now. We done got through the bulk of the information. I'm sure I'm gonna have to do this again. I'm almost positive. The contract is $10. It's on the website. It is on the website. What advice or suggestions you give? Actually, you did get that. I'm sorry. You did say that. I'm sorry. If you're renting out a kitchen, um, I think it's a good idea to rent out a kitchen because it kind of just frees your space up from home and everything. I don't think it's a bad idea to do that, especially when you're doing pop-up shops. You have somewhere to put everything. You suggest having a space in the bakery that can help generate extra income. It depends on what you're doing income on. Now, if you are just having a space to teach like classes or little cake classes, something like that, yeah, or parties. People might want to hold parties and stuff. Yeah, it's okay. But don't just go in. I think a bakery is like buying a house. You probably need to get a startup house. You know, just get a starter place. You know, you don't have to have nothing huge where you got to be able to teach classes. Like, honestly, I don't need no other place because if I want to teach, I can fit like 10 people up in here. Like, you don't go get no warehouse.
I ain't got no patience to speak my damn mouth.
All right. Somebody was asking about, okay, y'all got that one already. All right. The people who asked about the one-on-one consultations, they are on the website now. It is on the website. You can go on the website and do that. I think having like weekend time class or maybe mom to take a kid. Yeah, those type of things are really good. The mommy and me classes, they usually sell like really good around the holidays. Did you find it hard daily products to sell you were? So this is the one thing I did not go over, and I'm gonna put this on the list. I'm just gonna briefly touch on it right now with y'all. When you're doing your menu, you need to create a menu and scale it down. Just because you know how to dibble and dabble in everything, you done made 5 Oreos before and you done made a couple of apples, don't mean you're an expert at it. You do not have to have all that stuff on your menu. Scale your menu down. Some of y'all got too much stuff that you offer, and you spreading yourself too thin. Okay. Not yet. Okay. Yeah, you can make you some room in your shop for your daycare. Did you know you can create an account on the website?
Mm-hmm.
What is that for?
We'll talk about it.
I don't even put that on there. Yeah, focus on stuff that you're really good at. And see, Athena used a good example from South Carolina. I mean, San Francisco. Because she has a space that you just walk into and everything is just right there. Your counter is there. You can it's just an open space where you can pretty much see everything is done. Now, the one thing I have to compliment her on is it was very clean and neat. Because when you have an open layout space, you got to make sure that it's clean. Because people see everything that you're doing. Everything. And she had a really, really clean space. Some of y'all houses ain't clean. Some of y'all ain't clean. I be looking at y'all pictures when y'all post selfies. Y'all still be having mad in y'all ass. Okay? So clean yourself up. Alright. Any more questions? I was finna give y'all this link. There's your one-on-one link for your consultations for anybody who asks. And we can sit down and I can break your business apart and tell you everything that you're doing wrong and how you can fix it. I really feel like if for this stuff like this, I'm an expert. What should you say is time rent kitchen though, which you know is right? I think that depends on you. Because if you're producing too many orders at your house that you feel like you need to get a separate kitchen for, I mean, I think that's kind of a you question. You know what I'm saying? All right. Any more questions? Any more? If not, I'm gonna let y'all go, and I'm gonna make the post where your questions will go, and then we will get. I'll get another one on here. I think sometimes we go by how many followers and people liking our pictures and cakes. Some people really aren't doing a great job and have many likes. Girl, I thought you said people like you. It said people will lie to you. I was about to cuss you out. Oh. Likes don't equate to money, y'all. I hate to say it that way, but it don't. The likes do not equate to. They're not going to always bring in money. I'm sorry. So I don't think that's the right people can follow you, and one person can follow you and jet set your career off. So don't get stuck on how many people are following you or what likes you get. And a lot of people always be like so surprised when I'm going through your work, and I'll post it in my story. And they get, people going to their page looking at their stuff. But a lot of times I repost stuff because it really is nice. Like Tierra just said it. She got a shout out from a celebrity and got 1,000 followers and no sales. And she does beautiful work. She made me mad today, but she does beautiful work because she lost that damn link. But don't get caught up in it. Don't get caught up in how many likes you got on social media. It don't matter. Ain't nobody really looking at it. Okay? All right. Any more?
See the question from
What was it? Should we have our pics in a photo album on Facebook? I do have mine in a photo album. I just started doing it though. How did you control inventory costs? Maria, that right there, I didn't get good at inventory management until I started working at my full-time job I have now, and I seen the importance of it. Baby, I would have 50 bottles of sprinklers because I never had an inventory sheet. Like, I know now that you need to have inventory count so that you know exactly what you have, so you're not rebuying the same thing. I think y'all got too much for this $7. Just to pick my brain apart for $7. What do you do when people post your work and don't tag you? What do you do when people post your work and don't tag you?
Take my shit down.
Did you already get the money for it?
Take my shit down.
Ashley, did they pay you for it? Tanisha said tag yourself. I would do something like that too. I'm kind of petty.
on their post.
Huh?
On their post.
Tag yourself. If you got the money for it, I wouldn't care if they tagged me or not, to be honest. Just to be honest. I wouldn't care. But y'all, if I'll make a post on here for the question, then you already got paid. Then don't worry about if you got tagged or not. They know who did it. If there's no other questions, and everybody asking who made it, and she said, and she didn't say you did it. Now you just got a petty customer. That's all that is. Did you do your own shopping? Yes, I did. I didn't have an assistant or anything to help me with that kind of stuff. I had to do everything myself. So I'm gonna do like the church do. If you want to bless me, I'm gonna send my Cash App notification up. If you want to, send your offering, especially y'all that got it here free. You can send $1. Let y'all have it. But other than that, y'all, that's it. I'm gonna make a post so that if you guys have any questions, I can go ahead and put it on there. And I'll come back and do a separate live to answer your questions. All right. So hopefully y'all have learned a lot. And thank y'all for coming in. Y'all made my day a little bit better after all of the mishaps from this morning. So y'all have a great rest of the weekend, okay?